Today is the 11th of November 2014. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to this edition of Lunchtime News. I'm Katharina Chang. Let's now take a look at your headlines.
The Supreme Court delivers its opinion to the President on whether there are any constitutional impediments to the President seeking a further term in office. Minister Rajitha Senaratne and Senior Minister Milroy Fernando engaged in a heated argument in Parliament with regard to the attack of the fishermen who engaged in a protest opposite the ministry. 2 persons arrested for smuggling 1.5 kilograms of gold into the country. South Korea announces end of search of missing from the ferry disaster in April.
Now taking a look at one of your top stories this afternoon. According to the presidential spokesperson, the Supreme Court determination on incumbent president's third term has been delivered to Temple Trees. Presidential spokesperson Mohan Samarnayake stated that the president will arrive at a decision after a careful study of the opinion given by the Supreme Court, after which arrangements will be made to inform the public. He added that there are several procedures which can be followed in this regard. He added that although the determination issued by the Supreme Court remains confidential, the President hopes to reveal its contents to the public in the near future. Now on to other local news. Now today is the 14th day of the budget debate. An argument between Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development, Dr. Rajitha Senaratne, and Senior Minister Milroy Fernando took place at Parliament today. According to our correspondent, the argument arose as views were being shared regarding the attack on a protest at the Ministry of Fisheries recently. Senior Minister Milroy Fernando had expressed views that condemned the attack on the fishermen, while Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development, Dr. Rajitha Senaratne, had said that he was saddened by the incident. However, while Senior Minister Fernando was speaking to the chamber, Minister Rajitha Senaratne had left his seat and left the chamber. The prices of vegetables at the local markets have seen a drastic increase. Secretary of Manning Market, Kamini Handunge in Colombo, stated that certain vegetables from upcountry have increased by 100 rupees per kilogram.
The increasing of prices of these vegetables is mostly due to the inclement weather condition and the damages caused to crops. Prices of vegetables from Noverelia have seen a drastic increase. When we take a look at the prices today, we can see that a kilogram of carrot stands at 220 rupees while leeks cost 180 rupees per kilogram. Even prices of low country vegetables have increased. Carrots have increased by 120 rupees while leeks have increased by 90 rupees, while other vegetables have increased by 50 to 60 rupees.
2 persons who brought 1.5 kilograms of gold illegally to the country have been apprehended at the Katunaik International Airport. Customs media spokesperson Leslie Gamli stated that the value of the gold was 7.5 million rupees.
2 Sri Lankan persons have been arrested this morning at the airport arrival lounge. They arrived from Singapore by EK 349 flight at 2 a.m. this morning, and they had 15 pieces of gold biscuit. One person, he had 3 pieces of gold weighing 300 grams concealed in his person, and the other person, he had 12 pieces of gold weighing 1,200 grams. The total value is nearly 7.5 million Sri Lanka rupees. Investigations are being carried out by the staff of customs at the airport.
Minister of Wildlife Vijit Vijaymunisoiza stated that we must move away from conservative traditions if miracles are to be achieved. He made this statement at an event held at the Biblia Division Secretariat. An event was held to inform government officials with regard to the preparations being made for the upcoming presidential election in Madagama Bibila.
There was this person called ARFR. They say that he was the former chairman of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation during JR's time. This was the only corporation, but most profits were obtained from the Sidhu Oil Corporation during the UMP government. When ARF was given chairmanship, he tabled many proposals as to how they could make profits. Do you understand? Then he said, I have no cause of ARF. I am JR's person. Just like that, I have no use of ARF. I am MR's, so is MR. Mahinda Rajapaksa. I am MR's man. I have no use of ARFR. He will work together. We have to cast aside conservative traditions and work. That is why we need to prepare officers for the purpose. If not, we cannot bring out miracles.
නැත්නම් ආශ්චර්ය කරා යන්න බෑ.
On to other local news, the police stated that residents of 22 linehouses which were destroyed by a fire last night have been given temporary shelter at a public building located in close proximity to the area. Now, acting police media spokesperson SSP Ruwan Gunasekara stated that measures have been taken to provide relief for the affected. Around 100 persons belonging to 24 families have been displaced as a result. The police suspect that the cause of the fire may be due to a fuse which occurred last night. He added that investigations into the incident is underway. A meeting of the Blue Brigade, also known as the Nilbalkaya, was held in Yapahua under the auspices of UPFA parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa. The meeting was held in order to strengthen youth organizations in the area. A large gathering, including the Minister of Culture and Art Affairs, T.B. Ekanalka, attended the event.
Many governments of our country considered the youth as a threat to the government. As a result of the wrong political decisions taken by the youth back then, for the past 30 years, many youth, close to 100,000, lost their lives and a similar number went missing. That was the history we had back then. However, today, we have created an environment where the youth are looked as tools to create the future. If the youth make the wrong decisions like in 88 and 89, this country would see more chaos. If we take the correct decision, then we can proceed to achieve the expected goals.
Let's now take a look at some news in brief.
Heavy fog surrounded Dambulla and a number of surrounding villages this morning. A number of villages including Dambulla, Siguriya, Kandalama, Galevala, Kalkiriyagama were covered by the fog, and our correspondent reported that transportation in these areas had been disrupted as a result. The Ministry of Private Transport Services notes that steps will be taken to expand the Nisisariya night bus service. The ministry notes that the current number of buses in this program, which stands at 114, will be increased up to 130 buses. The National Transport Commission will be paying the bus owners ₹15 per kilometre in addition to the charge obtained from the passenger. The Nisisariya night bus service is in place as a solution to the prevailing slagging night bus transport service. The maiden budget of the 6th Uva Provincial Council was presented under the auspices of its chairman A.M. Buddhadasa. Chief Minister of the Uva Province, Shashindra Rajapaksa, presented the budget in his capacity as the Minister of Finance. In his budget speech, the Chief Minister said that the estimated income for the Uva Provincial Council stands at ₹2,605 million, while the total expenditure for 2015, including recurring expenditure, is estimated at ₹18,947.17 million. It was brought to the attention of the Council that in the aftermath of the Kostanda landslide, all development projects in the Uva Province will take place after consulting the National Building and Research Organisation. The budget debates are set to take place on the 14th of November. In line with the upcoming presidential election, an operational office of the UPFA was declared open in Tudalajayala under the auspices of the Minister of Social Services, Felix Pereira. A number of Pradesh Sabha and Urban Council members attended the event.
The World Cup will be shared if the final at the MCG on March 29th is tied or washed out, after it was decided not to use super overs during the knockout phase of the tournament in Australia and New Zealand.
The 2011 tournament had the provision for one-over eliminators in the event of tied knockout matches, but this time the group position will be the deciding factor if teams cannot be separated on the one day, either the quarters or semis, a criteria which was needed in the famous 1999 semi-final when Australia tied with South Africa at Edgbaston and possessed by virtue of their higher Super 6 position. However, should the scores be level in the final, two captains will get their hands on the trophy. There will be reserve dates available for the quarterfinals onwards in the event of poor weather. A total prize money on offer during the tournament will be $10 million, which is a rise of 25% compared to the 2011 event, not as stated as the official ICC release. However, teams exiting the group stage will earn $35,000, which rises to $375,000 for winning the title outright. The ICC also confirmed the cut-off date for the qualification for the 2019 World Cup in England and Wales, which seemingly ends any chance of a U-turn from it being a 10-team tournament. On September 30, 2017, the top 8 ranked ODI nations will qualify for the World Cup, with those ranked at 9th and 10th playing in a qualification tournament to be held in Bangladesh in 2018.